Hello and welcome to my PvP Tempest guide for Diablo Immortal. And I'm Bosu, and I'm going to show you how to play Tempest, how to improve your Tempest gameplay and experience, how to become better in battlegrounds. So let's get started. So when it comes to Tempest, and the main focus for us is critical hit chance. Critical hit chance is very important, and you want to have at least 60% and up with your buffs. The cap is 100%, so you want to have at least 60% and above. Next one is another stat that is very important, which is critical hit damage. So critical hit damage increases the damage down by your critical hits beyond double damage. So this is another important one. And the cap for PvP is 100%, and for PvE is 120%. And your armor penetration increases your critical hit damage as well. So the more armor penetration you have, the more critical hit damage you get. And this one doesn't get strived in PvP. Next is attack speed. So attack speed is another important one to have. And the cap is 60%. Currently with my buffs, I'm at 60%. The cap is 100%. And then currently with my buffs is I have 60% attack speed. Attack speed it's important for a Tempest. Makes your class more bursty. You attack faster, so you do more damage. So attack speed is another one. Okay, and next is cooldown reduction. So cooldown reduction is very important to have. Right now I'm at 15%. Um, you can get it from gear, cooldown reduction from runes, and set items. So cooldown reduction is not important because you'll have more uptime on your skills. So right now I'm at 100% uptime on my rolling surf and crosswinds, but I will go higher if you can on skill cooldown reduction. I will try to get it around 20% if you can. And next is movement speed. So movement speed, it's really good in PvP because it helps you get in fights and out of fights faster. So movement speed is another important stat to have in PvP. You want to have at least 40 to 50%. And next is blockchains. So blockchains is not that important. The reason why, because you can block critical hits in PvP, and a lot of players stack critical hit chance and damage, so you can block critical hits. So I wouldn't recommend focusing on worrying about block chance. Okay, next, let's talk about secondary attributes. So when it comes to secondary attributes, armor penetration is one of the most important for playing Tempest, and you want to have a minimum of 5,000 to 6,000. So minimum will be 5,000, but you want to have at least 5 or 6,000 around that area. And armor penetration is great because, like I say, increases the critical hit damage and ignores the enemy armor. So Tempest is a priority, and second priority be opponency. I'm currently still working on mine, but you want to have at least 4,000 potency, and this helps you with your poison damage, your burn effects. So uh, the higher your enemy resistance is, you want to have at least 4,000. So potency helps against resistance of your enemy. Okay, and if you want to work on your defensive attributes, I recommend my go-to and priority would be armor. So you want to focus on armor, and then second would be resistance. So right now, my armor, this is my number. I'm trying to get it higher, at least 5,000. My goal, 5 or 6,000. I'm still working on it. I'm working on my gems. And how do you get armor and armor penetration? Armor penetration and armor, you get it from fortitude. So fortitude gives you armor and armor penetration. So you want to make sure you have fortitude on all your set items, main items. So fortitude is very important. And next one will be willpower. So willpower increases your potency and resistance. So right here I have a set item. It has only two attributes. And if you get it with only two attributes, if it's set item or main items, you want to make sure it's fortitude and willpower because um, these are important, very important. Okay, and when it comes to gear, you want to focus on critical hit damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and um, critical hit chance and critical hit damage. You get this from helm and shoulders. And when it comes to your chest and leggings, you want to get beneficial effect duration increase. And beneficial effect duration is another important one. And I'll show you the items you need to get it from. The reason why is because beneficial effect increases the duration of your legendary gems. So you can get beneficial effect duration in chest and leggings. I currently don't have it because I have a craft item and it didn't give me beneficial effect duration, but if you can get it, it's great. And next, when it comes to main hand weapons and offhand weapons, our first priority is always critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Right here, I have skill damage. So skill damage is good too because it increases your damage overall on your skills. And this one, I have critical hit chance, critical hit damage. So this is a nice item. And right here, I have critical hit chance again. And on this one, I have skill damage and primary attack damage. So Tempest do primary attack damage, and this is another good stat. Primary attack damage and skill damage is another good one. And when it comes to our set items, you want to have four-piece Vitus, and this one increases your beneficial effect by 30%, and it only affects your 5-star gems. It doesn't affect the 2-star gems. And then you get a 30% attack speed bonus for 3 seconds. So Virus Urge, this is a must-have. 4-piece, I recommend. And next one will be a Gloom Guide. So you want to have 4-piece Gloom. So every time you use a dash, you get 50%, 15% increased damage for 3 seconds, and increase your critical hit chance by 22.5% for 3 seconds after you use a dash skill. And when it comes to your set items, skill cooldown is always nice to have. Damage to players is really nice to have as well. And right here I have skill cooldown again. And then damage reduction, damage taken from players. This must have if you can, if you can get it. And right here I have 6% beneficial effect duration increase. And this is great. This applies to your 2-star gems as well. And let's go next one. So right here I have damage done to players increased by 1.5%. So this is really nice. and he has damage taken from players reduced by 2%. So this is a very nice ring. And as you can see, I have 42 willpower. Um, this one, I don't have willpower. I have 42 vitality. Vitality increases your life. I have strength, which increases your damage. Strength is not as important. I would rather have willpower over strength. But set items farming is not as fun. It takes a while to get the right set items. So, but your main priority would be fortitude and willpower. If you can get it two attributes, or in your three attributes, and if you get vitality, it's fine too, or strength. But fortitude and willpower would be your main priority. And right here, I have damage taken from players reduced by 2%, damage reduction. So this is not a nice piece. And um, damage taken from players reduced by 2%, maximum life increase. And maximum life increase is a not great one. The reason why is because the more life you have, the tankier you are in PvP. And right here, I have damage down by the summons increased by 6%. So we have the sapphires, and those do a lot of damage. So this is a nice bonus. And when it comes to your curse properties, um, you want to have a 6-piece tortured set. I currently have 5. I'm working on my 6-piece. And when you have 4-piece, whenever you dash, you leave flames behind you. Enemies that walk in those flames get immobilized by 1 second. If you have 6-piece, they'll be immobilized for 2 seconds. So that's extra CC in PvP, which is really great and nice to have. And next is Lash. So I recommend 2-piece Lash. And this one, your primary attacks, you do a crackling whip. It does decent damage, and it has a pretty short duration. So I recommend 2-piece Lash and 6-piece Torture when it comes to curse properties. And next is Resonance. So Resonance, the higher you get it, the better. And the reason why is because combat rating. So combat rating increases all your damage, and the higher resonance you have, with the resonance you get it from your gems. So the higher resonance you have, the more combat rating you have, the more life you have, which makes you more tanky in PvP and increases your damage as well. But combat rating and life, these are very important. And next, I have my charm. So in your charm, you want to have your um, primary skills, your primary attack. Um, the higher percentage you get it, the better. If you have 2%, it's fine as well. But try to work on those. And then when it comes to gems, you want to level up your gems. And main priority will be potency. And next will be armor penetration. So those are your main priority gems. After you get to secondary attributes that you desire, then I'll focus on armor and then resistance. But potency and armor penetration is your main focus for gems. And next I want to cover is the skills. So I prefer to use Wave Edge, and this one um, does AoE damage in front of you in cone shaped, and it's 6 yard range, so you can hit enemies in front of you 6 yards, and it's great for hitting enemies in front of you, like multiple targets. Um, so I like using this skill. And then we have another one, which is a Wind Age, and this is a single target. It does a lot more damage for single targets. So Wind Edge is another great choice, and it has the teleport. The reason I don't use it because whenever crosswinds and rolling surf they go on cooldown, if you have Wind Edge and you're not careful enough, you teleport on top of the barb or crusader, and you might die. So when I use Wind Edge, I die a lot on PvP, and I don't like using Wind Edge. That's the reason I prefer Wave Edge, but the choice is yours. And next, our skills. So Rolling Surf, uh, this one, it's a primary attack. So Tempest do primary attack because of the skill. So this one you always want to have it up because it increases your movement speed, and it's considered a primary attack. And next be crosswind. So whenever you do damage, you want to have this up as well. So these are damage skills. And next is breaker. So breaker, I like to use breaker, and I prefer breaker because with the essence it gives me a shield and it helps me dash around. So having extra dash is nice. And then the main skill, which I must have for Tempest, playing Tempest, be a flowing strike. And this one, the reason it's so important because with the essence you can break out CC, and it gives you immunity to CC for zero point 0.5 seconds, and you have two charges. And with the essence, whenever you use breaker, you stun your enemies for 2 seconds. Whenever you use flow strike. So whenever you use flow strike on your enemies, you stun them for 2 seconds using this essence. I'll show you my essences. So here's my essences for helm, unyielding vision, shoulder, safe borders, chest, memento, sky powder for main hand, hurricane hedge for offhand, flaring lighthouse for leggings, for my other main hand, shigwort, uh, for my offhand, moroshki spine. So these are a must. Have essences. And next, I want to show you the paragon tree. So this is my gladiator, and I always prefer to use gladiator in PvP. You want to use grizzled veteran, and this one increases your damage, and you take less damage. And then if you use victor, combination of both, this one, whenever you defeat a player, the bonus is increased by 12% for 10 seconds. So this bonus will be increased by 12%. So your damage is increased by 12%, and you take 12% less damage. And next, you want to use holding formation. And each party member within 15 yards reduces damage take by 2.5%. And this one stacks 3 times. So if you have 3 party members, the damage reduction will be 7.5%. And uncontrollable, and this one stays active. And you get a CC immunity, and it has a short cooldown, 30 seconds. And then cheat that, this is a must have. And when it comes to our legendary skill, Overload is a best option. This one increases your burst damage of your primary attacks, 20-second cooldown. And then when it comes to a familiar, you want to use and have a cat. And the reason why, because a cat give you a shield. And then you want to make sure it has savior attribute skill, and savior gives you a damage immunity. So this is a must-have for PvP. And when it comes to warband, I prefer and choose attacker. Damage done increased by 3.5%. And these are my remnants. Attack speed, critical hit chance, critical hit chance. And this was a really nice one. Increase all damage dealt by 6%. And then for legacy, um, you want to max out the red one, armor penetration. You max this one out, and then you want to max the purple one, armor penetration, armor. Next, you want to max armor, and then remaining points you put them in potency, and then the blue one, potency and resistance. And next, the remaining points you put them in resistance. Let me see what else I need to cover here. So, so when it comes to heliquary, um, or demonic remains, this one you always want to go for a 4-2 willpower. This is another important stat to have. So, see, I have 4-2 willpower, so you always want to aim for a 4-2 willpower. 4-2 willpower. 4-2 willpower. And now let's go to Charcy. So Charcy is my friend, and I'll show you why. And Charcy can be your friend too. So Charcy item crafting. You want to craft the crosswinds controls one wind blade that follows you dealing damage. So you want to craft one item, at least one item, having this attribute. So I mean this skill, this attribute. So you want to use Rhodolite. The cap is 6 a week. If you can use Rhodolite, if not, then craft without it. Sometimes you get a high quality one, sometimes you don't. But using Rhodolite increases the equipment quality. So you want to craft crosswinds, consumes one wind blade. And next one will be a rolling sword, causes your primary attacks to launch water blades. Enemy dealing damage. That's another very important one you want to craft. And then when it comes to Asian Legendary Helm, you want to craft the red one. This is a new item. And the reason why, because it has critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and beneficial effect duration increase. And here you can craft your set items. And then when it comes to runes, runes for Helm, I use Oath, which has a skill cooldown reduction. So this is a very important one. And I use the same for shoulders. And then for chest, I use QOT. And this one has 4% stun resistance. And he has evasion. It gives you evasion. And whenever you evade an attack, you heal. And next one is Laz for leggings. And we have stun resistance. Continued damage taken decreased by 4%. So these are really nice. And then whenever you fall below 10% life, you gain a shield, 20% in your maximum life for 5 seconds. And then for our main hands, both main hand, I use leave. And this one increases your crit hit damage by 6%. And then for our off hands, both our hands, I use Zuch. And this one increases crit hit chance by 4%. And then when it comes to reforgers, So my recommendation, you get three-piece Vengeance set. Your primary attacks have a chance to increase all your damage by 100% for 1 second. So some Tempests, they get the three-piece Vengeance set in all their items. I only have it in four because I like to have 4 and 4. So four of my items are Vengeance. Um, and then for my other items are Tremor and Tremor set. Your primary attacks have a chance to inflict damage and stun the nearby enemies by 1.5 seconds. So the reason I use Tremor set as well is because I like having the extra CC, extra stun in PvP. And then for my other one, which I prefer, is Jolt. Damage taken from players reduced by 1%. So I have it in all my items. I have it in all my items. And then another one that's nice to have is duration of beneficial effect increased by 3%. So this one is really nice. Um, Another option is you can use, so right here you have the materials, forged materials. So this one you can buy them with platinum or you can buy them with orbs. And another one, a good one you can use is wildfire stone. And this one, if you use it in one of your items, try to aim for 6% quicker hit damage. That's another nice one. And now let's go over our gems. So for gems, Crimson Behelit. This is a S tier gem, one of the best gems for PvP right now. And the reason why, whenever it triggers, increases your damage by 30% for 6 seconds. And if you stack beneficial effect, this duration can be increased 8 to 9 seconds. And on top of that, whenever you fall below 50% life, you get a damage reduction by 30% for 6 seconds. So beneficial effect will be 8 or 9 seconds. And what's really nice about this gem, you get an extra CC, you get a fear. You fear your enemies, nearby enemies by 1.6 seconds. So this gem right now, I think is one of the best gem for PvP right now in the game. So if you can get a Crimson Behelit gem, you can upgrade it. And to rank 10, I recommend you upgrade rank 10. And you can you just need a copy. And you can use Telluric Pearls. And you can upgrade it with Telluric Pearls at the vendor. And next one, which I highly recommend, is Colossus Engine. So this one grants yourself a buff. Um, whenever you use a buff skill, um, you gain Colossus strength for 6 seconds, and with beneficial effect duration increase from your items and Vitas. This can be increased to 10 seconds, 10 to 11 seconds, and increases your skill damage and increases your size, which increases your movement speed and life for that period of time. And you gain extra skill range. So in PvP, it will be 1 yard. So you get 1 yard extra skill range, which is very, very nice. And then another good thing about this gem, it gives you a knockback immunity for 2.4 seconds at rank 6. At rank 7, beyond 3.6 seconds. And the way you trigger this gem by using a buff skill, and like I showed you earlier, so buff skill is rolling surf, and crosswinds is another buff skill. So whenever you use those skills, It triggers Colossus Engine. So I highly recommend this gem, Colossus Engine, for Tempest. And next, we have Blasto Jade. So Blasto Jade is another must-have gem. And the reason why, it gives you a flat 10% movement speed, increased by 10%. And whenever you are full life, so if you stay at full life, you get the bonus effect increase right now at increase all your damage at rank 6 is 17%, and while at full life with a minimum of 8.5% while at low life, and then whenever you fall below 50% life, you get a damage reduction. At rank 6 is 4%, and at rank 7 is 6%. So this is a really nice gem to have, and I highly recommend it. And next one be a rolling consequence. So rolling consequence, it's another must-have because it increases your critical hit chance, and that's very important for PvP. And right now I rank 6. Increases every time it triggers, increases my critical hit chance by 30%. And with the burn effect, I get an additional 6%, so it's 36%. At rank 7, it'll be 9%, so it'll be 39%. So a rolling consequence, it's highly recommended. Um, we have a 2-star gem option, which I recommend as well for increase your critical hit chance. So if you don't want to use rolling consequence, you can use Mother's Lament, and this one has a 20% chance to trigger. And at rank 10 is the critical hit chance bonus is 32%. It lasts for 6 seconds, so beneficial effect that can be increased to 8 to 9 seconds. It does a spike damage, and um, at rank 10 will be 54%, and it causes enemy to bleed. So it has a bleed effect as well. And then for our defensive gem, Spiteful Blood. This is a really good one. And whenever you fall below 50% life, um, this gem triggers. It lasts for 4 seconds. And if you stack beneficial effect, that 4 seconds can be increased to 6, 7, 8 seconds. So this is really nice. And then increases all your damage. Right now, rank 6 is 18%. And what's really nice about this defensive gem, it makes you vulnerable to primary attacks. So Tempest do primary attacks, Demon Hunter do primary attacks, Barbarian do primary attacks, Crusaders use some of their primary attacks. So it makes you invulnerable to primary attacks. So this is a very nice defensive gem. And on top of that, at rank 6, you gain a shield, 80% shield. And then at rank 7, the shield is increased by 120% of your base damage. So Spiteful Blood, highly recommend this gem as well for PvP. If you want to use a defensive gem, some people use it, some don't. I like having it because um, it gives me extra kill. I have more uptime in PvP. So Spiteful Blood, it's a really good gem. And next one is Blufflow. And Blufflow, you can get a free copy on Diablo Immortal website. And this one was really nice. It has bleed effect, 10% damage bleed effect every second for 3 seconds. And this right now as a S tier is the best bleed gem you can buy on the market. And it has a bleed effect, increases all your damage. Right now at rank 6, 16%. And increases critical hit damage, which is very important for Tempest. At rank 6, it increases my critical hit damage by 32%. And then additionally, you gain 2% increased critical hit chance for each nearby bleeding enemy, up to 18%. And I believe at rank 10, the bonus is 16%. So Bluff right now is one of the best gems out there, and you can get a free copy on the website, and then you can upgrade the stars as well from the event that's currently going on. So if you don't want to use Bluffalo, or you have Sip and Bile, so Sip and Bile is another good one. So let me show you. So Sip and Bile is another great one. So this one, it does poison your enemy. Rank 10, it'll be a 65% damage every second for 6 seconds. And it's not currently showing right now, but at rank 10, it also decreases the enemy's movement speed by 24%, which is very nice and good in PvP. And if you want to use the 2-star option, and which I highly recommend if you want to use 2-star option, and it's really good, is Viper's Bite. So Viper's Bite, this is a good one. And this at rank 10, it's really quite easy to upgrade. They're quite cheap on the market. And this one, the damage increase at rank 10 is 45%. And then reduces the enemy movement. No, it reduces the enemy attack speed. So rank 10, I believe it reduces the enemy attack speed by 6%. So Viper's Bite is uh, a really good one for starters. I recommend Viper's Bite because it's really easy to upgrade and it does very good damage. And then when it comes to our damage dealing gems, uh, one of my highly recommend one is Gloom Cask, uh, and Tempest use primary attacks. So uh, Gloom Cask, whenever you use primary attacks, um, it triggers and for 6 seconds, and the duration can be increased by 10, 11 seconds with the beneficial effect duration. And you cast 30 to 36 blades, and it does a lot of damage. And enemies hit by gloom blades take increased damage by 12%. Rank 10 will be 24%. So gloom cask, it's really good for bursting your targets. So gloom cask, I highly recommend this gem for any tempest. And next one, which is one of my favorite gems as well, is Wolf Heart, and dealing damage grants you Savage Heart for 6 seconds. Beneficial effect be 10, 11 seconds. And after 5 stacks, it marks the enemy. The stacks are consumed, and it does damage. Right now, rank 6 is 70% damage. And on top of that, you get increased attack speed. So at rank 6, I get 7% attack speed increase. At rank 7, it's 10.5%. And at rank 10 will be 14% attack speed. So attack speed is always nice to have for PvP. And next one I want to recommend in my gems section right here be a Voice Spark. So Voice Spark, um, this one does a chain lightning up to 8 enemies and increases your attack speed as well. It's not showing here. It will show at higher ranks. So at rank 10, it will give you a 16% attack speed increase. And some players, Tempest, they like to use a combination of Voice Spark and Wolf Heart. And Voice Spark gives you 16 attack speed, and Wolf Heart gives you 14 attack speed at rank 10. So you get a 30% attack speed increase. So that's a good combo to have. Next one I wanted to show you is Maw of the Deep. And this one, whenever it triggers, and this one can trigger with a bleed effect. And what's really nice, if you have a bleed effect, and it's good to have a bleed effect. So whenever you have a bleed effect on your enemy, Maw of the Deep will trigger on your targets, even if you're not near your targets. So if they can be like 15, 20 yards away, and it'll still trigger on top of them. And it pulls enemy in the circle Massive Sea Monster erupts, does massive damage, and right now it's not showing because well actually it'll show right here. So it has a armor break, so it destroys the enemy armor, and they take increased damage. So at rank 10 will be 24% increased damage from you. So Maw of the Deep is a really good gem to have for PvP for Tempest. And next one will be Golden Ferment. So Golden Ferment, this one when you do damage and it triggers, um, you unleash this wind blades, and over time the damage is reduced by 75%. So the more wind blades it does, the less damage the blades do. So this gem I recommend it, but I recommend it at higher ranks. So if you can get it to rank 10, then yeah, you should definitely use it. But I wouldn't recommend it lower ranks. The reason I recommend rank 10 because you want to make up for this damage reduction. And what's nice about Gold Ferment, uh, whenever you have a burn effect, a fire effect from Rolling Consequence or Starfire Shard, and you do wind damage, it causes firestorm. So all your wind blades become firestorms, and you do extra damage, massive damage. But I only recommend this gem at higher ranks. Uh, at rank 10, I recommend it at rank 10. And next gem will be that I recommend is Starfire Shard. So Starfire Shard, this is a great gem. And at rank 10, this damage increase will be 500%. Uh, it knocks back your enemies. It has a burn effect. It burns the ground, and this this gem does massive damage. But same as Golden Ferment, I recommend a higher rank. So if you can get it to rank 10, then yeah, it's worth it. But if you have it at lower ranks, which with damage reduction from like players and stuff, this at lower ranks doesn't do as much damage. But if you have it to rank 10 and the damage increases by 500%, um, you most likely gonna get a kill when it triggers. So Starfire Shard is really good. And next gem, I recommend, but it's kind of expensive on the market. It's always been expensive on the market. Actually, this one went down a little bit, but usually they're always around 50,000 platinum. But concentrated wheel, it's another decent, somewhat good, decent gem. So whenever you use a dash skill, uh, call on a guardian angel and does damage and increases your damage and movement speed, and it lasts for 2 seconds with beneficial effect. This duration can be increased to 4 or 5 seconds, and this is not a great gem. I haven't used it, haven't tried it. Choice is yours, but it's kind of hard to upgrade and kind of costly. Uh, Next one be chip of stone. So I seen some Tempest use it. The problem I have with this gem is so whenever you do a loss control, you do explosive curse upon them. This damage, it has good damage and stuff like that. But the problem with this gem is if you have a barb that's immunity to CC, then you can't CC a barb, and it's not gonna do any damage. So I don't really recommend cheap of stone. Choice is yours. And Frozen Heart, I see some Tempest use this. So this one chills your enemies, and your attacks can chill the enemies as well. Um, this is another decent. Well, it's decent. I say it's decent defensive gem. I would rather use Spiteful Blood over Frozen Heart because Spiteful Blood gives you immunity to primary attacks and increases your damage. This one doesn't increase your damage or gives you any immunity, so um, it just absorbs damage and chills your enemy. So I think Spiteful Blood it's the best choice. And then Phoenix of Ashes, I would recommend this gem because it has a very high cooldown. And Bottle Hope, so I do use Bottle Hope, and Bottle Hope is not a good one. So this one, whenever you use a buff skill, the same as Colossus Engine, uh, you get a bonus damage and movement speed. Right now, rank 6 increases my damage and movement speed by 17% for 6 seconds. Duration is increased by 10, 11 seconds, my beneficial effect. And what's really nice is you get a skill cooldown reduction by 3% at rank 6. And then rank 7, the skill cooldown reduction is increased by 4.5 seconds. So skill cooldown reduction is very important as well for PvP. And I believe I covered the 5-star gems. Let me go over again. So yeah, those are my recommendations for 5-star gems. And then when it comes to 2 stars, if you, right now Mornskull is out of stock, but if you do have Mornskull and you have a rank 10, I highly recommend you use it. And this one increases all your damage for by 18% at rank 10 for a single target, up to a maximum of 3 enemies. Increase the damage increase be 36%. So if you have at least 3 enemies, you get a 36% damage increase. So uh, this is a very nice 2-star gem because you get a huge damage increase. So this has the biggest damage increase for 2-star gems. So I will definitely use Morse Call if you have it, or if, I'm not sure in the future if it's going to be available, but if it's going to be available in the future, I will definitely get it and get it to rank 10. And next one for 2-star gems be Pain Clasp. And Pain Clasp is another good one. And this one at rank 10 increase all your damage deal by 24%. So be continuous damage. So increase all your damage of your bleeds and burn effects. So this really nice one to have for PvP if you want to use it. Pain Clasp. So I believe I covered the gems. Oh, I have another one. So Spectre Glass. Spectre Glass is a nice one, and I have one in my stash. Spectre Glass is a nice one to have, and I do use it from times to times. The reason why, so this one at rank 10, it shatters the enemy armor for 2 seconds. So with beneficial effect, this can be increased to 4 seconds. And a lot of players stack armor in PvP. So this will shatter the enemy armor, and it has similar effect to Maw of the Deep. And it has a short cooldown, only 6 seconds. So it has a good uptime. So with the increase, the 2 second increase beneficial be effect will be 4 second and a 6 second cooldown. So you'll have I say like 70-80% uptime on this gem. So it's always up, and this is really nice because it increases all damage dealt by 28%. So this is uh, a kind of must-have for beginners gem. Um, it's really quite cheap on the market and easy to upgrade. So Spectre Glass is one of my top choices for 2-star gems, and you get a critical hit chance increased by 4% as well. And as we know, critical hit chance is very important for PvP. So Spectre Glass is one of my top choices. I really like this gem, and I do use it in PvP. And let's go over the gems again and see if I missed anything. So yeah, I believe I covered all the gems that I recommend for PvP. I tested other gems. They're not as good or as effective. It's like Storm Vault. This one, it casts whenever it triggers, it casts this storm that chases your enemies, but it's kind of slow. It moves slow, so your enemies can run from it. So I don't really recommend Storm Vault. Some players get it just to upgrade it and increase the resonance, but it's not as effective in PvP. So I don't really recommend Storm Vault. Hellfire Fragment. This one doesn't really do that much damage. This one I haven't tried, but I don't see any Tempest use this legendary gem. So yeah, that's for my 2 star. I mean 5 stars and 2 stars. Uh, Hollower's Call. So I've seen some Tempest use this, and your primary text when it has 10% chance to trigger a charging Spearing Wolf, and it does damage. And at higher ranks, it stuns your enemies as well for 3 seconds. So it's nice because it has stun. Uh, if your enemies are kind of far away from you, and this gem triggers the charging spear wolf. So personally, like if I see that wolf charging me, I move out of the way. It goes in like a straight line, and enemies can really avoid this. They can avoid a spear wolf. So um, I don't recommend it, but um, some templates I've seen it use it. Um, I mean, it's nice to stun, but if you can get to stun your enemies, like I said, they can move out of the way. So like personally, when I see the wolf coming at me, I move out the way so I don't get stunned. And I believe I cover everything. And now let's go to backgrounds. So battlegrounds is really important to do them. The reason why, because every season, at the end of the season, you get nice rewards. So right now I'm at rank 9, and the end of season I get 76 gems. I'm still working on my gems, so you get a lot of gems uh, at legend, and I get 10 legendary crest, and then I get 70 reforged stones. So reforged stones are um, really important to have because you want to have the best reforges. So the rewards are really nice for PvP and battlegrounds. And legend is kind of hard to get for new players, but even if you're a new player, you can still get to 5 star gold, and the rewards are nice as well. Um, 48 gems at 5 star gold, and then you get some legendary crest. You can get legendary gems, and then you get reforged stones 41. So try to get to gold at least, gold 5 star rank, and the more you practice, the better get with Tempest. Um, Let me show you a quick gameplay how to play Tempest. And Tempest is quite easy to play. It's fun. It's bursty. It's one of my favorite for PvP. So Breaker, we have our stance Breaker. Right here is our stance. So our stance would be a command stance. So you always want to have command stance. And whenever you need a shield, you want to change to 45 stance. And this one gives you a shield that absorbs damage 30% of your maximum life for 3 seconds and reduces the incoming damage by 10%. So I'm always in command stance, and then whenever I need a shield, I use 45 shield stance, and then so I use breaker to approach an enemy. So whenever I approach an enemy, I use breaker because it gives me the shield, and then I use flow strike to stun them, and then breaker again, stun them again, and then when I do damage, rolling surf and crosswinds, breaker, stun, breaker, stun. And because I stack cooldown reduction, so I have 100% uptime on rolling surf and crosswinds. And the way I kite back and forth, so you want to learn how to kite your enemies. I hold space bar, and then I have a rolling surf and crosswinds up, and I'm holding space bar right now, and I'm moving back and forth. If you want to stand still, then you hold shift, and then you keep casting your enemy. So when fighting Crusaders and Barbs, because Crusaders and Barbs are really tough in PvP. So you want to catch them by surprise if you can. Crusaders, if they're not that experienced, they don't walk around with their shields. But if they do have their shield, uh, I mean not yeah their shield, or if they have their circles around them, they you want to stay far from them, and then keep casting your blades at them and kite them around. Um, if they don't have their circles around them, then you want to break her and then stun them, break her away, and then cast your blades at them. And then with barbs, barbs are kind of tough, so you want to stay as far as from them. If you do catch them by surprise, then you hit them with a stun. If not, then try to stay far from them and just keep casting your blades at them, and then kite away. Um, but barbs and crusaders, you always want to kite them, so you have to learn how to kite. And then when it comes to wizards, demon hunters, um, you want to make sure you have your dashes ready, and you breaker, stun, breaker, stun, damage, breaker, stun. So this is how you play Tempest. And let me show you my ultimate skill real quick while it's building up the charges. It's taking a minute. So this right here, this bar right here, whenever it's full, you can use your ultimate skill. Waiting for the bar to go up. Almost there. It's taking a minute. All right, now it's up. So this is our ultimate skill. Um, if you use a gaming mouse, like I use a gaming mouse, you can set up the buttons you want to use. And the ultimate skill, I mainly use it whenever I need a shield. Um, it's it's not that great for PvP, so the only time I would use it, like if I need a shield, if I'm low life, or so let me press my ultimate skill, and you see I got a shield going on. So yeah, that's the only time I use it when I need a shield. But the damage is not all that in PvPs, but I mean it does some damage. But um, yeah, so I believe I covered everything. Um, I covered everything, and Let me know if you have any more questions. Um, I'll try to make more guides for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And have a nice and blessed day. Keep practicing, and practice makes the master. And you will enjoy Tempest. Just takes time. The more you practice, the better you get. And I hope you enjoy my guide. Like and subscribe. And have a nice day.